Hello students, today we are discussing about the rational numbers, right? We will discuss the questions from the NCERT part, from the chapter rational numbers only. I'll take up the few questions from the exercises that we have in NCERT so that it becomes easier for you to attempt in your half yearlies, right? So the very first question from exercise 8.1 that I'm taking is we need to find the 5 rational numbers between, I'm taking the very first part that is -1 and 0. If we need to find out the rational numbers between two rational numbers, what we can do, we can actually just, what is -1 here? -1 is actually -1 by 1. And what is 0? 0 is also 0 by 1, right? So if we multiply any number with it, suppose I'm multiplying 10, so I get an equivalent fraction which is equal to -1 only. Here also I'll multiply the same so that I get the same denominator, that will be 0 by 10. Now I can just easily locate 5 rational numbers between 0 by 10 and -10 by 10. So 0 by 10, it can be -1 by 10, -2 by 10, -3 by 10, -4 by 10, -5 by 10. These are the numbers which we can find out. These are the 5 numbers. We can write down till -1 by 10 to -9 by 10. Let's quickly take up the question number 2. There is a pattern given to us in question number 2. Okay, let me just note down. -3 by 5. After that, we have -6 by 10, -9 by 15, -12 by 20. And we need to find the 4 more rational numbers after this. So in this pattern, if we need to find out the 4 more rational numbers, so we can just write down. If you see the numerator part, it is going as per the table of -3. -3 ones are -3, -3 twos are is -6, then -9, then -12, then we have -15, right? Then after that, as per the table of -3, we have -18. Then after that, we have -21. After that, we have -24, right? And if we talk about the denominator, the table of 5 is going on 5, 10, 15, 20. This will be 25, 30, 35, and 40. These are the answers for this case. Now let's talk about the question 3. Question 3 is you need to find the 4 equivalent rational numbers as per the given value that has been given here. So question 3 says, I will be taking the second part here, that is 5 by -3. We need to find the values here. So what we can do in order to find the equivalent rational numbers, we multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number, or even if we divide the numerator and denominator with the same number. So here if I multiply this by 2 by 2, this becomes 10 by -6. That is one of the equivalent fraction. If I multiply 5 by -3 into 3 by 3, 15 by -9 is one of the equivalent fraction. If I multiply 5 by -3 into 5 by 5, that will be 25 by -15. That is again an equivalent rational number here. If I multiply 5 by -3 with 10 by 10, suppose, any number you can take, 50 by -30, that is also an equivalent rational number to 5 by -3. Right, so you can just multiply this. Now we have the next question, as we need to draw a number line representing the following rational numbers. So for the number line, if we need to represent -5 by 8, I'm taking second part here. So what you can do, we can just take a straight line, because as it is a negative number, so it will be always be lying beyond on the left hand side of 0. I'm taking 0 here, and till 1 I'll take -1 here, and I will be dividing this particular space into 8 equal parts, because we have the denominator is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Right? Now this will be minus 1 by 8, minus 2 by 8, minus 3 by 8, minus 4 by 8. This will be minus 5 by 8. So this is the point which represents minus 5 by 8 here. When we have a positive rational number, we draw it on the right hand side of 0. When we have a negative rational number, we represent it on the left hand side of 0. Now I hope question number 5 all of you can do. Now let's talk about the simplest form, right? If we are talking about the simplest form, that is same as fractions part. Just you need to divide the numerator and denominator with a number. You can just cancel that numbers, right? If suppose I am taking the third part here, that is minus 44 by 72. I can see that minus 44 and 72 comes in the table of 4 together. So I'm directly cancelling it with 4 minus 11. And this will be 18. So answer for the simplest form for this is minus 11 by 18. Now you have been given in question number 8 that you need to compare the two rational numbers using the given signs. So if suppose I am taking fifth part, 1 by minus 3, and I need to compare it with minus 1 by 4. So there are two ways. One is cross multiplication way. Another can be your just that you find the LCM and then find out the equivalent fraction. Then you compare the numerators. That can also be there. Here I am using the cross multiplication way only. So I'm just multiplying 1 with 4 and minus 3 with minus 1. This will be 4 and this will be 3. So 4 is greater. So ultimately 1 by minus 3 will be greater than minus 1 by 4. Next, we move on to the next part. In the same way, let me take one question with the LCM method. This I have done by cross multiplication way. Let us take with the LCM method, question 9. I'm taking fifth part here, minus 3 whole 2 by 7 and minus 3 whole 4 by 5. So if you just find out the mixed fraction, if you just solve it, these mixed fractions into improper, that will be minus 7 3s are 21 plus 2 is 23 by 7. And this will be 5 3s are 15 plus 4 is 19 by 5. Now you will find out the LCM of 7 and 5, which is 35. To make the equivalent fractions now, minus 23 by 7, you will multiply with what so that the denominator becomes 35. You will multiply with 5 by 5. This will be 5 3s are 15, 10, 11. Minus 115 by 35. Next is minus 19 by 5. You multiply with what so that the denominator becomes equal to 35. 5 into 7 and minus 19 into 7. 9 7 are 63. 6 carry over. This will be 133. So I think minus 115 upon 35 and minus 133 upon 35. In this, minus 115 by 35 is greater. We can say that minus 23 by 7 is greater than minus 19 by 5. In the same way, you can arrange for ascending order as well. Question number 10. Just find out the LCM of all the denominators and just arrange the numbers by taking the equivalent fractions. Let's come on to the next exercise, that is operations on rational numbers. So in operations, we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division as well. Let's take up the very first question here. I'm taking question 1, 7th part here first of all. Minus 2 whole 1 by 3. And we need to add 4 whole 3 by 5 to it. So this will be 3 to the 6, 7. Minus 7 by 3 plus 5 4s are 20 plus 3, 23 by 5. Let's take out the LCM here. LCM of 3 and 5 is 15. So minus 7 by 3, what you will multiply in it so that the Denominator becomes 15. You'll multiply with 5. So this will be minus 35. 23 by 5 would be multiplied with here, so that the denominator becomes 15. You'll multiply with 3. It will be 69. Now you need to solve minus 35 by 15 plus 69 by 15. Now if you'll just add minus 35 and 69, we'll get 34 by 15 as the answer. So this is the answer for this question. Now let's come to question number 2, that is for subtraction part. Let me take third part here for solution. Minus 6 by 13 minus 7 by 15. So this will be equal to minus 6 by 13 plus 7 by 15. Now you will be taking the LCM of 13 and 15. So LCM of 13 and 15 is, they are co-prime numbers. So you can just multiply 13 with 15. That is, you get 195 as the LCM. Now you will change it into the equivalent fractions. Minus 6 by 13, you'll multiply with what? So that your answer comes 195. Same goes for 7 by 15. Multiply with what? You'll get the answer as 195. So 13 into 15, 15 into 6 is, minus 6 is minus 90. 15 into 13 and 13 into 7 is 91. So minus 90 by 195 plus 91 by 195, which will give us 1 by 195. This is the answer. If we talk about the product, in case of rational numbers, we just need to multiply the numerators with numerators and denominators with denominators, right? Let me take the fifth part here, that is 3 by 11 into 2 by 5. Just multiply 3 into 2, which is 6. 5 into 11 is 55. 6 by 55 is the correct answer. Next, if we talk about question number 4, you need to find the value by dividing the two numbers. I am taking the last part here, that is 3 by 13 divided by minus 4 by 65. Now, when we need to divide, we keep the dividend as it is. We change the sign of division into multiplication, and we reciprocal the divisor. That will be 65 by minus 4. Now 13 and 65 can be cancelled. 13 ones are 13, 13 fives are 65. We are left with 15 by minus 4 as the answer. As we need to give the answer in the standard form, so standard form says you can just shift the negative sign in the numerator part. So this can be the answer. So here today we have discussed the solutions of rational numbers. Take care everyone. Have a very good day. Bye-bye.